StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of Blizzard. You are Hierarch Artanis, leader of the mighty Protoss race. Years ago your homeworld of Aiur fell to the merciless zerg swarm. Now, at long last, you have raised a powerful fleet of warships known as the Golden Armada and are poised to reclaim your world. But an ancient evil, Amon, threatens this destiny with the fate of the entire galaxy. Only you can reunite the Protoss factions and defeat the coming darkness before it consumes all life in the sector. So guys, this is the concluding chapter of StarCraft 2. So StarCraft 2 is eventually finished. It first released in, I think, 2010 with the Terran campaign. Then we had the Zerg campaign a couple of years ago, and here we have the final campaign, which is the Protoss one. So all three games make up StarCraft 2, and there's been a lot of criticism aimed at Blizzard for doing it this way, because essentially it's £30 a game or something, so you're looking at £90 for the entire game of StarCraft 2 essentially. Now, this is where I have my gripe, not against Blizzard, but against the people who think that that's a bad deal. I mean, let's look at this one, Legacy of the Void. This is the Protoss campaign. It has a 20 mission campaign, which I think is fantastic. It actually has a good story. Unlike most games now, the story is just kind of bullshit. But in this one, I loved the story. I was really into it, and you know, your favourites come into it. You know, you'll, as in all of the StarCrafts, you'll get Reyna, you'll get Kerrigan coming in for like their appearance in a couple of the missions, and it's really good the way that the game has developed since 2010. You're not always doing an RTS with them. You're sometimes taking control of the heroes who have special hero powers, and you have to get around a map just on limited resources, which makes you think. I mean, one thing I will say about the campaign: don't play it on normal difficulty, because it is a breeze. It's really easy. You'll do every mission first time without really having to try hard. If you've never played a StarCraft game, then yeah, probably do it on normal, but up the difficulty if you know what you're doing in StarCraft, and it's so much more fun. So how does the game play? Well, I'll tell you a little bit about the story without spoiling it. The whole idea is that the Protoss is going to claim back their planet, and there's this evil who's just been resurrected from years past. And if you had played the last one, the story just continues, which is really nice. It's just, they're not like separate stories. It carries on. Remember the Keystone? Well, that plays an important part in this, and only the Keystone can stop Amon, who's this evil bastard. And you meet some great characters on the way, and one of the best characters that you're going to meet is Aiur. Now, Aiur is voiced, I mean, I don't know this for certain, but I'm 99.9% certain that his voice is Q from Star Trek The Next Generation. John DeLance. I think that's what it is. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
The battle is already won. In my mind's eye, I have delivered the killing blow in 1,000 ways.
He so nails the part. He had me laughing out loud loads of times. He's just so good at it, and that character makes the campaign. It's really fun to actually play through it. And as you would expect from Blizzard, this game has the best cutscenes ever. Blizzard are the #1 cutscene developer out there. They know when to do it and how to do it, and they just look and sound freaking gorgeous. I'm a hater of cutscenes, but Blizzard just do it properly. They just know how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, other games will be just swamped with cutscenes or just have no cutscenes, but Blizzard they just know how to put the right amount in without ruining the gameplay for you. I was actually looking forward to the cutscenes, because you finish a mission and then you think, I can't wait to see what happened, what effect that had on the story, and then you'll see the story unfold, and so on and so forth. Another great thing that I like about the Legacy of the Void is, in between each mission, you make a difference with your decisions from your fleet carrier. What you have in the game is there's like your usual stuff that you mine. There's the Vespian gas and there's the blue crystal stuff, which I can't remember the name of. And yeah, you mine all that to be able to build troops. But there's also something called solarite, which is like this yellow stuff. And you can harvest, well, you don't harvest it, but you find it if you explore the map. I mean, it'll take you away from your main objective. You'll see where your main objective is on the map, and you can channel everything towards that. But if you explore the map at your peril, may I add, because there are dangers out there, you can find solarite. And what that does, that is harvested onto your ship, and then in between your missions, you can, it's like a perk system with meaning. Whereas, you know, I'm a great hater of perk systems, only if they're done badly. I mean, I loved the perk system in World of Warcraft, for example, because it was done correctly. It was great the way you could tailor your characters. But what I don't like is the perk system in shooters where, oh, you shoot 10 people in the head and you can suddenly carry more fucking ammo. You know, fuck off. I like perk systems that are meaningful, and in this one you've got this, you've discovered, I'm not going to spoil the story, but basically the solarite allows you to totally give yourself some amazing powers that carry on to the next mission, and you can swap these powers in and out depending on the mission that you have to do. So you can kind of read the description, listen to your briefing and think, I think I'm going to need this, this and this. And some of the great things that it has is, for example, one of my favourites is you can just warp in a pylon anywhere on the map that you can see that's uncovered, that's not under the fog of war. And it also drops down 4 Protoss units as well. That is extremely devastating on the map. And there's some better ones than that as you get further through the campaign. But another one I like is automatically collect Vespian gas, so you don't have to set your little drones after them. So some really, really nice stuff. And the campaign, I loved it. I've heard some people say it's a weak campaign. It's the best one of the lot, in my opinion. I mean, I love the Protoss anyway, but this campaign was worth the money. I mean, it took us a couple of days. I don't know, I didn't count the hours. I didn't rush through it. I just absorbed it and enjoyed it and just took me time and really enjoyed what I was doing and played it my way, which I'm not interested in speed. I don't do any of the kind of competitive stuff. I just like turtling, getting a big bloody army together and then just crushing people with pew pew beams. It's just awesome. And finally on the campaign, there's the new units. Every race gets 2 new units. I'm not going to tell you what they are because half the fun is unlocking them. And, you know, don't look, if you're going to buy this game, don't look at what the new units are going to be. Just play it and then just get them. It's more fun. But guess what they've added, guys? They've added co-op. Now, it's always had co-op. You could always go to multiplayer with your friend and choose an AI opponent and just say, you know, 4v4 or 2v4 on this big map, give the AI 8 or whatever, I don't know, just whatever you could want to do. But now we have co-op missions, specific missions tailored for co-op. And to make it even better, you can choose from 6 heroes when you play the co-op missions, which is really nice touch because the heroes level up through the co-op. There's only 5 co-op missions, but no doubt there'll be more added. And you level up as you go through the missions, and the objectives on the map, it's like a mini campaign if you like, because it's not just a case of, oh, used to v you two, may the best people win. There's actually objectives on the map that you have to do in a cooperative way, which is a really nice touch. Then you've got obviously the mainstay of all StarCraft games, which is the multiplayer. It's absolutely massive in esports, which I don't want to go into because it's not fucking sport, alright? It's just not. Do you know what? Great Britain won the Davis Cup. That was sport. They were hot, sweaty, running around a tennis court, shooting a fucking ball around the place. That was sport. Tyson Fury just beat Klitschko at the weekend to win the heavyweight championship of the world by punching him, by ducking, diving, bobbing, weaving, months and months of practice, sweating hard in the gym. He didn't pick up a fucking game controller or a fucking joystick and beat him from sitting on his fucking arse at ringside. Know what I'm saying? Dota 2, League of Legends. It ain't sport. It ain't sport. Fat bastard sitting in a chair going, I think I'll move my unit. They have changed it quite a bit, the multiplayer. There's now automated tournaments where once a day they're held, and you can, it doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are, you can enter this, and they're like mini little tournaments. which you just get entered into, which is a nice little touch, really. I'm not a big multiplayer fan because I don't like playing against random strangers because they will just rush your base. See, the thing with me with StarCraft is it's not about the winning. I just love the whole collecting resources, building an army, putting turrets around your base. I just like doing that. I'm not into this kind of leg twitching, build six of them, rush over there, claim that base, rush over there, claim that base, hit them over there, rush over there. No, why? Why have a nervous breakdown over a game? It's pointless. I'm not interested in that. But there is some nice new multiplayer maps as well. But get this, guys, they've added Archon mode. Now, what Archon mode is, 2 players can play the same base. So you and your mate can play total control over your same base. So you have to have TeamSpeak, I would imagine, or something like that. You'll need voice comms, or it's going to be a right fucking mess because, you know, he's wanting to build turrets where you're wanting to put down a bloody something else. So I haven't played it yet, but I can imagine that being pretty fun as well. So there's a lot of stuff being added to this game, and I'm really enjoying playing it. It's probably the best RTS game that I've ever played. Top of the tree for me. I mean, StarCraft 2 has just been amazing. Absolutely amazing game. I mean, they've been making it now, I think, all in all for about 10 years, and what an amazing job they've done of it. I mean, if this was all rolled into one game called StarCraft 2, it would just be ridiculously big for a full price game. So coming back to what I said at the beginning, these people who say that it's just Blizzard splitting up one game into 3 DLCs, honestly, get your head out your fucking arse. Is it shite? I mean, if you look at the content of this game alone, it has more content than most AAA games do. And then you've got this content in pretty much the other 2 as well. So the content would have been, for all this to be in one game, you know, it would just be ridiculous to have the Terran campaign and the Zerg campaign as one product. And a game that's like 10 years to develop or whatever it is, with what would have like a 60 mission campaign, loads of multiplayer maps, loads of co-op missions, loads of units, more units than any other game ever. Don't be daft. That's crazy. I mean, look at the work that's gone into the story. I mean, you look at other games that have half-assed stories. I mean, the story in this is just the whole. If you look at it from the beginning of the Terran campaign right through to the end of the Protoss, what a mind-blowing story that's been. What a ride! I mean, just looking at Kerrigan herself, the ride that she's been on. I wouldn't mind riding Kerrigan, actually. Mac. It's too much for one game. How can you not see that it would be ridiculous to expect that as one game? It's just immense. It's massive. It would be the biggest game in history, bar none. You know, that isn't even an argument. They've done the right thing, splitting it into 3. You've got 3 games which are all worth a buy, in my opinion. And not only that, but this one here, the Protoss one, is possible Game of the Year material. It's phenomenally good. I can't fault it. I don't have anything bad to say about it, to be honest. I was sitting here before I started this thing, and what's the bad shit that I'm going to say? There is none. I just love it. And there is one thing. I'm going to throw this in. I would have liked a bit more zoom out on my camera, because it can get a bit chaotic when you've got a lot of units down there. I would have liked it to just zoom out a little bit more, but that's about it, really. Other than that, phenomenal game. Definitely worth a buy.